Today we dive deep into a question that has long stirred controversy across the Muslim world. Is Mohammed bin Salman, commonly known as MBS, a Zionist? And is there truth behind the rumors of his Jewish roots? Many times, netizens claim that his mother had Jewish roots. Is there any truth in it, or is everything nothing but a rumor? This is not just a question of heritage, but one of allegiance, ideology, and betrayal. It all intensified on January 7, 2025, when General Alireza Tangsiri, commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy, made a bold and shocking statement on Iran's Bushehr TV. These are the very same Jews, or rather Zionists, whose hearts have never aligned with Islam even during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We cannot bear to see injustice in a Muslim country that is perpetrated by the Zionists and the seed of the Jews. The comment wasn't just a random political jab. It was a direct reference to the Saudi royal family and their growing relationship with Israel. And when we examine the actions of MBS, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, those words of the Iranian general do seem to make some sense and begin to carry weight. Despite Israel's months-long brutal assault on Gaza, MBS has repeatedly reaffirmed Israel's so-called right to defend itself. While thousands of Palestinian children were being targeted, starved, and suffocated, his outrage was limited to press statements: no boycott, no sanctions, no severing of ties. Instead, trade continued, cooperation deepened, silence prevailed. In one of his interviews, he even exposed himself a little more by saying that he doesn't care much about the Palestinian lives. Let us rewind in history. The ruling clan of Saudi Arabia hails from Najd, a region historically known for tribal rebellions against Islamic governance during the Rashidun and Umayyad periods. There have long been rumors and historical claims that the Al-Saud family had Jewish tribal ancestry, later Arabized and blended over centuries. And some claim that this heritage never disappeared, only hidden behind political agendas and religious facades. In January 2025, another move stunned the Muslim world. Mohammed al-Isa, a senior Saudi sheikh and close ally of MBS, visited Auschwitz, the Nazi concentration camp in Poland. Of course, visiting the site of a human tragedy is not haram. Islam respects all innocent life. But this visit had nothing to do with humanitarian concern and everything to do with politics. Al-Isa stood there not for justice, but to demonstrate solidarity with Zionist interests, while Gaza burned under Israeli assaults. This was part of MBS's broader strategy to court Zionist evangelicals, lobby AIPAC, and normalize ties with Israel. He knew the visit would make his relations with Arab nations sever, but he still made sure that Al-Isa completed the visit because he was more concerned with his relations with Israel instead of the Arab nations. Moreover, to justify these actions, MBS made blasphemous statements, claiming that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had a Jewish wife. He was referring to Safiya bint Huyay, radiallahu anha, but he conveniently omitted the truth. She embraced Islam, and her faith and love for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam were pure and sincere. MBS's words reveal a profound ignorance, or worse, a deliberate attempt to dilute Islamic legacy for Zionist appeasement. MBS openly supported Trump's deal of the century, a betrayal of the Palestinian cause. At the Bahrain conference, Saudi Arabia gave political cover to normalize Israeli occupation under the guise of economic development. Zionist evangelist Mike Evans, founder of the Friends of Zion Museum, openly said, "The Gulf leaders are more pro-Israel than many Jews." He was pointing at none other than Mohammed bin Salman. While MBS courts Zionist leaders, he also imprisons Palestinians living in Saudi Arabia and silences voices of resistance. He called Israel the ancestral homeland of the Jews, and has paved the way for diplomatic normalization. The Embassy of Israel in Riyadh is no longer a question of if, but when. What exactly is Zionism? It is the ideology that justifies the ethnic cleansing of over 800,000 Palestinians in 1948 and the ongoing assault on Gaza and the West Bank over the past 75 years. Zionism is not Judaism. It is a political project of colonial occupation and racism, and MBS has chosen to be its willing partner. So, is MBS a Zionist? It's important to note that MBS's Zionist beliefs extend beyond mere words. This question extends beyond mere affiliations. Rather, it is demonstrated through actions, in policy, in loyalty. He is shaping a new Middle East where Israel thrives and Palestine dies. As Muslims, we must resist the deception of false leaders, regardless of their Islamic garb. The Vision 2030 project of MBS is a deception, and its true goal is a lie. Its main goal is not to make Saudi Arabia a tourist destination, but to drive Saudi citizens further away from Islam by filling their hearts with the luxuries of dunya, causing them to become weak Muslims that anyone can overcome. It wants the holy lands of Saudi Arabia to transform into sinful lands where music and dancing rule the streets rather than adhan. It's not a coincidence, it's a perfectly planned move by the MBS. MBS is unquestionably a Zionist. Does he have a Jewish wife or mother? This is controversial and not confirmed. Also, there are rumors that the Al-Saud family has Jewish ancestry, although this is also not supported by tangible proof. But one thing is certain: whether or not somebody has Jewish ancestry does not prevent him from becoming a Zionist and collaborating with other Zionists to inflict misery and suffering on Palestinians. May Allah save us from treacherous leaders. May Allah end the pain of Palestinians. Ameen.